Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up, looked in the mirror, and felt like a stranger was staring back at you? You go through your day, ticking off tasks, making small talk, pretending to care, but beneath it all, there's a strange emptiness. A whisper in the back of your mind that says, "This isn't who I really am." But you smile anyway. You post, you work, you laugh, and no one suspects a thing, because you've become an expert at hiding. But what if the reason you feel lost isn't because you're broken, but because you're living a lie that the world told you was the truth? The invisible script. From the moment we're born, we're handed a script. Be polite, get good grades, find a job, get married, buy a house, smile, keep going, don't ask too many questions. And most of us follow it, without ever realizing we never wrote it. We inherit dreams like hand-me-down clothes. We mistake approval for love, status for meaning, comfort for fulfillment. And before we know it, we're deep into a life we never truly chose. Plato warned us about this in The Allegory of the Cave, where prisoners mistake shadows on the wall for reality because that's all they've ever known. What if you're still in the cave? A story you might recognize. Imagine this. A man grows up doing everything right, graduates with honors, lands a great job, marries young, buys a house, posts smiling photos every anniversary. From the outside, his life is a polished highlight reel. But at night, lying awake in a bed beside someone he barely speaks to, he wonders why he feels nothing. No joy, no spark, just a low, humming dread. He doesn't say anything because saying it out loud would unravel everything. So he buries it, distracts himself, doubles down on the script, until one day he looks up and realizes he doesn't remember who he used to be. That man? He's not rare. He's you, me, and millions of others quietly breaking under the weight of a life they were told to want. Why you're afraid to change? There's a reason we don't break free. It's not because we can't. It's because it's terrifying to step off the path everyone else is on. Nietzsche called this the herd instinct, the safety we find in conformity, even when it suffocates us. Standing alone means risking judgment. It means being misunderstood, criticized, or even rejected. And so we trade authenticity for acceptance, trade our voice for silence, trade the truth for a lie that feels safe. But here's the twisted irony. The longer you play a role, the harder it is to remember who you were before the performance began. The psychology of self-betrayal. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But that privilege comes at a cost. You have to confront the parts of yourself you've buried, the dreams you gave up on, the beliefs you swallowed to fit in, the pain you silenced so you wouldn't seem too much. Psychologists call this self-abandonment, the slow, quiet process of betraying your own needs and desires in order to belong. And the longer you do it, the more disconnected you feel. Until one day you wake up and realize you don't even know what you want anymore. Uncomfortable truths. Here's a truth no one wants to admit. You can live a good life on it and still be completely unfulfilled. You can have success, love, stability, and still feel dead inside. Why? Because none of those things matter if you aren't living in alignment with your own soul. And alignment doesn't come from checking boxes. It comes from making choices that actually reflect who you are, not who you're supposed to be. The moment everything changes. There's a moment, usually subtle, rarely dramatic, when something shifts. Maybe it's a breakup, a death, a crisis. Or maybe it's just a quiet afternoon when the noise finally fades and a question emerges. What am I doing with my life? That question is dangerous because once you ask it, you can't go back. The lie begins to crack. And for the first time, you see how much of your life has been built on autopilot. This is the beginning of awakening. What they never told you. They never told you that freedom wouldn't feel like bliss. It would feel like grief. Grieving the identity you wore. Grieving the years spent pretending. Grieving the version of you that kept everything together. But you cannot become who you're meant to be without letting go of who you were trained to be. This is what the ancient mystics called ego death, what Nietzsche meant by the Übermensch, the evolved self who creates his own values after shattering the ones imposed on him. It's not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming real. A simple but hard truth. You are not your job, not your relationship, not your image, not your follower count. You are the quiet awareness underneath all of it. And if you keep chasing things to fill the void, money, attention, validation, you'll always be hungry, because the void isn't out there. It's inside, and the only thing that can fill it is you. The mirror test. Tonight, when the world is quiet, stand in front of a mirror. Look into your own eyes for 60 seconds. No phone, no distractions, just you. Ask yourself, who am I trying to impress? Whose life am I really living? What do I keep avoiding? It won't be comfortable, but truth never is. And yet, it's the only thing that will set you free. You're not alone in this. What you're feeling, it's not weakness, it's not failure, it's your soul refusing to settle. The ache you feel, it's a signal, a call, a rebellion. You're not behind, you're not broken, you're just waking up. And waking up is painful because it means letting go of everything that numbed you. The path forward. You don't need to burn your life down. You don't need to move to the mountains or renounce everything. You just need to stop lying to yourself. Start small. Say no when you mean no. Tell the truth even when your voice shakes. Choose what feels right, not what looks good. That's how the shift begins, one honest choice at a time. Final words, the life that's waiting. There is a life waiting for you, one that feels lighter, truer, more you. But it requires courage. The courage to break the script, to face the silence, to choose truth over comfort. Most people will never take that path. They'll keep performing, keep pretending, keep numbing. But if you're still watching this, some part of you is ready. So don't go back to sleep. Don't scroll to the next distraction. Sit with the discomfort, feel the ache, and then follow it. Because on the other side of that ache is your real life, waiting to begin. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button and like.